speaking of that, so I noticed that you talk about a lot of projects, and perhaps it's just because you're either invested or part of that team. But I think you need to give more updates on the symbiote, on the fuse boards, and everything else when you do your podcast,
Seriously.
man. I think you need to rep that project because that's one of the most
Yeah.
exciting NFT projects.
Doc, I'm glad you brought this up because I try to bring up Ivory and Symbies all the time in our pre-production meetings, and he's like, "No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it." And I was like, "Popper,
Well-
what's wrong? What's wrong with Symbies?"
I get it.
Papa's popping and locking, Magnum scrutinizing, Papa Max podcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 43 of the Papa Mags podcast. Mags, we're up to 293 days since we've been told it'll be a few weeks till we get our NFTs off of Theta Drop. 293.
Wow. And also in shocking news, we got rejected from a JPEG convention. So
Disappointment
Gathering.
everywhere.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? But hey, we can't be too disappointed though. We got a nice little March Madness tournament coming up. The brackets were just revealed tonight, right before we recorded this. So get involved, guys. For anyone that doesn't understand, this is a standard yearly college basketball tournament. There's 64 teams in the final bracket that are split up into 4 different sections. And in each section, you have a number 1 seed all the way down to a number 16 seed. So the lower your seed, like the number 1s, they are the better teams that were playing throughout the year, that were seeded the best. So, if you're looking to create this bracket, just understand that the lower the seed, the better the ranking they are, basically.
That's true.
And speaking of, getting our NFTs off of Theta Drop, the ThetaCons are the ones that were able to do so, and they are also the chief contributors to this prize pool that we're putting together. So again, another huge shout out to them. Last week when we announced that, the ThetaCon was to be determined at the time.
Yep.
And at this point, it is now determined. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is not a floor ThetaCon, which even a floor ThetaCon would have been a huge prize, in my opinion. But did you see the ThetaCon that they're giving us?
I did, but I mean, you kind of just said it was like all of them, but like you're not giving any credence to the Jackozilla. I mean, come on.
My apologies. Yeah. Jimmy, was that Jimmy? I can't remember. We have so many interns these days.
Jimmy, yeah. That was Jimmy's doing.
Well, before we get to
Lance.
Jimmy,
that was Lance. That was
Lance. That's right. Yeah, the one before Jimmy. This is a 2.5x on the staking multiplier. Gorgon with the rare gel pens background. So again, shout out to Order of the ThetaCon's team over there. Much appreciated. And yeah, now back to Jackozilla here. Obviously that's another great prize too. A custom Pixzilla, right? Nothing to sneeze at.
No, absolutely not.
And then we also got a Theta Vibes NFT. So shout out Theta Vibes, shout out Lance, and shout out Order of the ThetaCons.
I don't know if I want to put him on blast, but your boy, I was talking to your boy Swampy this weekend.
Oh yeah.
He was talking about maybe some prizes for the loser. And he had some T-bill multipliers that he was thinking of putting up.
Ooh. I mean, I'm not sure if I'd rather that or a BitBoy car,
I know, yeah.
The problem is if it's on Theta Drop, the person has to accept it. So you can't just give it to them. You know what I mean? If it's off a Theta Drop, you can just, if you find out their address, you can just drop it in their account.
Well, you can't get
funny.
But you couldn't get it off of Theta Drop, and you can't get BitBoy to give you a tour of his world headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia, or whatever.
Even if you have the NFT for the meetup.
Right, and man, I think the cheapest was like $200 or something.
Somebody paid for that?
I think so.
Woof.
I don't know. rest in peace. So
Yeah.
oof.
Yeah, that's a tough one to live down. So
And if you wanted to know more about the redeemables, you can check out our previous episode, Shards.
Yeah. The unredeemable redeemables. Yep. So yeah, I mean, last chance for any other projects that want to be a part of this. The tournament starts up on Thursday, right around noon Eastern. So up until that point, we'll be accepting anything you guys want to give away. And before the tournament kicks off, we will have an official giveaway and how it's going to work. So we're looking forward to it.
To be fair, I mean, if anyone wants to donate during the tournament for the winner, then that's fine too.
Yeah, that's true. We can always switch it up.
But basically, the prize pool could only get better, essentially.
Yeah, we're locked in. We're locked in at 3 for winners and 1 for a loser.
Well, you putting Swampy on the hook for that?
Hey, if he doesn't come through, I'll figure something out, man. I got some Pittsburgh.
You got some. Ooh.
Oh. Hey,
rough.
What are you gonna do? It's the truth. So.
True that.
Yeah. So what else did we have this week? We had some Pine news, man. Did you? I saw a post in Discord about a metaverse video. Did you see that? You actually pinged me about it.
I eventually saw it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm not talking about the official one. I'm talking about the one from Pepe.
Yeah. I didn't even read what was going on. I just clicked it, and I was like, "Oh, is this the metaverse?"
Oh man! So anyone that doesn't know, there was a contributor in the Pines Discord that put on a video of like entering a metaverse, and it was, I mean, it looked like jumping into the metaverse looked cool, right? I thought that looked cool, and then you get there, it's like, what is this?
Yeah.
And
I don't think we'd let the Doge dog in there, right?
Yeah, all jacked, right?
Yeah. Worse.
He so I get a text from Mags. He's like, dude, did you see this video? And it's about the Grove and this and that. So I'm like, I was like, what did I miss here? What did I miss? I'm like, is he talking about this from Pepe? And then it's so funny though, because it was like 2 days later, we get the actual metaverse video trailer released, which was much better than the original.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to inspect it thoroughly?
I did after, I was losing my mind in our other Discord group because I turned on my rewarded TV.
Oh yeah. What a show.
And I went to go in it, and this is like, I went to have it up because it was about to start like in 2 minutes. I went to it, and then 5 commercials popped up that I had to watch in a row.
Oh.
And then by the time they were over, the metaverse thing closed, or the video closed.
Amazing.
And I was like, did I just miss out on this? I was like, this is like shades of like when the portal dropped.
Oh,
we were waiting all night for it to open up, and nothing happened. So, so hopefully that means something soon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Metaverse?
I mean, I did. So I got lucky because I had some real life stuff to do that evening, and I missed the 8 o'clock call. But I got home and I went on, and they had like the live event. I click it, and it's like, this event is over. I'm like, oh, great. So I just went over to the menu, and it was like Pine Tato holders.
Yep.
And went in there, and within seconds was watching it. So I didn't have to struggle through it. So that was nice. But yeah, I mean, I definitely want to take a bit of more of a peek, but there looked to be some pretty cool stuff in there. I like the one part I like the most. I like the hover bikes; those look real cool. But then that one part where the guy's like running, and then all of a sudden he like runs up the wall, kind of, and the whole place turns to the side. So he's like going into this like secret entrance. Did you catch that? Yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm sure you did. Yeah.
Secret rooms too. What?
Looked like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if you need special access to do that.
Like specific pins?
Maybe a pin. Yeah, possibly. Maybe a zombie. Who knows?
Zombie.
Well, speaking of zombies, this might be historic this week. Was this the first zombie that moved?
No.
No, it's not. Okay, you would know. You are the zombie king over here.
No, because Will One, friend of the Pinecast.
Oh yeah.
He bought one a long time
years
ago
and years ago
for a bunch, and then he had some deal with Metal Cooler for that one, the one with the banana pin.
That's right. Yeah. So, but there was a zombie deal in the works this week, and Catch has been in the news, man. And here he is back in the news again. He traded a Sentinel, an Oracle, 4 Fuses, and 4 Tygons for a Zombie Pine. And correct me if I'm wrong, but there's only 4 Zombie Pines.
Minted, yep.
Minted. Okay.
Right.
Yes, 4 minted. So
right.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty rare.
That is. I mean, so far.
So now,
time out. Right. I guess I'm just gonna say that there's 4 zombies. There's only 3 red hair octopus heads.
Yep.
So I mean, the calamari is rarer than the blue calamari is rarer than the zombie.
Yeah.
Technically.
I'm just not as
like
big of a fan of those. Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't have like the nicest look to them for whatever reason. It's weird.
Yeah.
But there's one that isn't opened left, as opposed to 2 zombies that haven't been opened yet that are left. And
possibly.
That one looks really good. That red-headed octopus looks really nice in that one. But then again, the zombies both look nice. You like the milkshake one? I like the one with the white T-shirt.
Get out of here.
And the karambit.
With the background that I've never seen before.
It's the orange background. It just looks different on that. It's just an orange background.
Okay, because it doesn't look. It looked like it was like distorted into a different color.
Yeah, I don't know. It was maybe technical issues on my.
That's
my
certainly
end.
Possible.
Definitely.
So, rumor has it that zombies are not skulls. Is that accurate?
No. This is once again. I mean, I got called into something, so I had to put off work to get involved in this debate because I got tagged. And usually, when you tell me to go into that room, the last time I did it, I rage quit the room. So I tried to pace myself this time. And I think we're on the same side, but because Team URP and some other people there say the zombie is not a skull, and I think it all comes down to it is a skull because of the nose hole, the skull nose hole.
Yeah, no, it certainly has
the
nose of a skull. Yeah,
it has eye holes. I mean, it does have hands coming out of those eyes, but it does have eye holes. You don't see them in other zombies. I mean, other pineapples. So.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you on this one. It's in the skull section. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Did Theta Drop put it there, or did Rare Robot put it there? That's a good question for him.
Well, you know what, too? Just another question, and I was gonna post it, but maybe I guess this is a check on learning or a check on question. So I guess maybe people could chime in the Secret Pineapple Discord, but. Remember that change request thing came out a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I do remember.
It's quite a few weeks ago, it feels like.
It seems like a long time ago.
Has anything changed? What's going on with that? Are they...
Well, you know what? I myself did not request any changes, so I haven't been following it, really.
Well, I don't think anyone else has, but yeah, I don't know if we mentioned this, but would you think that the tri-beam laser that's labeled shoulder should get corrected? Because I mean, it's a tri-beam laser.
I do. It's the same thing visually.
Right. I agree. I was kind of, a long time ago, I was a little upset about that, but I mean, it's just coded wrong.
Yeah. Visually, it's the same thing, but I mean,
and I mentioned that's going to change some ranks if that got changed too.
Oh, sure. Yeah. But I mean, I hate to agree with you, but I would like to see that your skull get the T-Fuel hair gel.
Yeah,
If that's what we're going with here.
That's what we're going with. T-Fuel hair gel. Just
it only seems right. It really only seems right. So I mean, have you checked the metadata on that one lately, or do you
every day? Only every day.
All right, so it's not changed yet.
It has not changed.
That wasn't the only pine news this week. There was some other big pines that swapped hands over to Swampy. Swampy, I guess it's whale season somewhere, and he just decided to make a big splash. So I don't know. I'm sure you noticed the McGregor pine, as well as maybe the next day a pine goo went Swampy's way. So some couple of big splashes there.
Yeah, it's some movement, some whales. And the Whalezilla, the Pickzilla that's up for sale right now too, pretty cheap. The custom Whalezilla.
Is that yours?
No, it's not mine.
Okay.
I don't sell anything cheap.
Just checking, because I've had people be like, "Oh man, that's such a cheap price on there," and then you go and look, and it's their NFT. It's like, dude, that's not cool. And then I call them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good price for what it is. Yeah, I've had to do that a few times. So going back a little bit to this, the countdown that you want to do for the updates, right, from the metadata. Maybe that's something that we can throw on the website. Have a little countdown page, like updated.
We have one.
Do we really?
Yeah. It was it was suggested by a friend of the Pinecast after Theta York, your boy.
Yeah, he is my boy.
He said something like he's trying to retire before he's 50 in 8 years. So I don't know if he's 42.
Well,
and then,
50 minus 8, yeah, I think so.
Roughly, yeah. So then Andrea said, "Well, do we need to get a countdown?" So then I was like, "Definitely, we don't need to do a countdown." And then I was like, what's it gonna hurt? Let's put another countdown on there. So I guess if you have ideas for countdowns, send them our way. I know Swampy suggested that we do a countdown. I just want a fixed date, but Swampy asked for a countdown due to rewarded TV and cycle not updated. So
okay,
I would think that the guys they're supposed to update, and the guy spent $10,000 on the NFTs.
That might be a little under, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. So we can. So we can be the official countdown or reverse countdown.
Does that mean though that they can count on us?
They can count on our countdowns.
Okay.
I suppose. But
I suppose so. Yeah. Countdown.
But we're just nothing official though. No more officials. We don't want to take anybody out of business.
No.
Oh man. So what? Oh man. So quite a weekend for Theta Discord. Oof.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we got Theta drop now. I think as of March 15th, requiring 2FA on Theta drop.
Right.
Finally, thank you.
Yep.
But
shout out.
It seems like they might want to get 2FA on their Discord, on the official Theta Discord, because all mayhem happened. I think on Saturday. Looks like somebody got hacked, started deleting all of the other admins, put on a fake website.
Wasn't that damn Westbot, man?
Yeah, I don't know.
That damn Westbot was going all over the place.
Unbelievable. I mean, guys, like seriously, I don't care where it's coming from. People aren't giving away. Like Theta's not giving away anything.
Dude, yeah. No, hold on. I got this, Popper. So yeah, Theta's not giving away anything. They barely give any T-drop away for these big purchases on Theta drop. Now all of a sudden they're gonna give away something. Like, no, what the hell what are you thinking?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. You'd rather miss out than lose everything.
Yeah, and then okay, yeah. And then there was that was it Built? That hack, was that last week?
Oh man, I think that was this
security
week too.
thing?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yee.
Not a good look.
Yeah, I guess if security is your thing,
Yeah.
and you can't secure your wallet or whatever
Yeah,
that was.
I'm not 100% sure what happened with that. I was not involved with that at all. I never really got into it. Just, it was one of those projects that it didn't catch my eye and I didn't look into it enough. Because I like to have a generally good idea of what it is I'm getting into if I am getting into something. If I'm buying just a couple of NFTs, whatever, I don't need to know everything about it. But if I'm going to make a solid investment in something, then I need to know like what this is. And I don't know if it was when it came out. I just didn't have the time, but I skipped it. And boy, I hope everyone makes out all right. I know that they were trying to do something, so hopefully they can come back. But yeah, that's tough.
And that just kind of reminded me of that troll. I won't say his name, but I remember one time I was getting into with him, and he was going after Theta, and he's like, well, what have they done? And I was talking about like the gas fees on Ethereum. And he's like, shut up, like you don't know what you're talking about. Ethereum's been way more whatever. And it's like, hey, remember when that wallet got hacked and they had to fork the fucking the code to come up with Ethereum and default the other one Ethereum Classic? That seems like a great idea, for just changing the rules of, as you like to do, change the rules of the game while you're playing it. I love it. It's a big fan of that. And then that what was it, that coin that beat T-Fuel in that arbitrary
oh yeah,
that I've never heard of, H-bar, shout out, reverse shout out.
Yeah.
And every time it seemed like someone was saying that every time T-Fuel person voted, it's like two more came out to vote.
Yeah,
for
exactly. The bots kept it at 65% win for H-bar. Yeah.
Right. And then the H-bar people were calling out, the T-Fuel maxis on there, which was funny. And then, what happened with them? They had a little issue with their we're almost at however many transactions. Oh shit, our stuff's all screwed up.
Yep.
And we gotta pause it because there was some hack or something, whatever.
Yeah. And again, another subject I don't know too much about, but they seem to be having trouble this week too.
Yeah. Rest in peace, H-bar. For our what would you call that? What's it? We're like, what I'm talking about. Hypocrite of the week.
Oh yeah, there you go.
We'll just that's the new Hypocrite of the week, H-bar.
H-bar. Congratulations on that. So speaking of Discords, I know you are part of it, but I'm also part of it, the Twitch Pixel Discord.
Sure.
Just wanted to give them a quick shout out. They had an announcement this week. They have some kind of a lore event coming up, and it looks pretty cool. I looked into it quickly to see what it was about. I don't think it's open yet, and I want to do a little more digging into it, but it certainly looks like something that's pretty cool. They're basically going to take lore from the community and like burn it into this creation that they're making, the animation creation. And they have an encyclopedia, I forget what it's called, but it all looks pretty cool. So if you're not in Twitch Pixel Discord, then I would suggest getting in there. These guys are real cool. You remember, they were in Canada, right?
Well, yeah. Of course.
And then they sold everything to move to like Panama just so that they could work full time on this. So, I mean, that's a serious level of just going after it there. You got to appreciate that.
Yeah. Commitment, dedication, and hustle.
Absolutely. Magnum style.
Yeah. Not my style.
Oh, man. All right. So there was also this week in Symbiotes on their Discord, there was a little sneak peek of a blurred custom Fuse Guardian that was created for the accounts that purchased 20 cryo chambers off the drop.
So you?
No, I'm not getting one of those. But it looked really cool. And then our boy Buddy Theta, he happened to notice a tweet from Ivory, and it was him responding to somebody like, "What are you playing this week?" And he's like,
Oh.
I'm playing Fuse Wars," and he dropped a picture of a Fuse Guardian and like a screenshot of Fuse or maybe even a short clip of Fuse Wars, and the Fuse Guardian that he dropped looked quite a bit like the blurred sneak peek. So I'm thinking we might have got a full reveal on that custom on Twitter. Yeah.
I didn't put those pieces together, so
I didn't either, but our boy buddy Theta did, and he seems to be a digger.
We might be out of the job.
We can just hire him, and we start hiring our competition.
Well, and then we don't pay him, then we can fire him, and then
yeah. Well,
like
there's no pay, obviously.
Right.
But I mean, Symbiote's been on fire too lately. They had there was a Synergy Dragon purchased on the market and a Sentinel Prime purchased on the market this week for some big bucks. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Probably the biggest sales that we've seen on Theta Drop.
Hakuna Matata?
Quite a while. It actually was not Hakuna Matata. Yeah. Somebody else. So, wow. And speaking of Hakuna Matata, I was actually watching Lion King last night, and I was almost about to like record part of that song and put it on Discord just because that's what hit me, but I didn't do that. Anyway.
Good, smart move.
Yeah. I just want to pause here and just give a random shout out, and I want you to do a random shout out too, but I'm going CWB shout out, All Pro Drone, the guy that did the drone recording at ThetaCon. I got a drone here for my son because he was letting my son look into the view that he had, so he was loving it. So it's not quite warm enough here for me to really want to mess around with it outside, but eventually it will be. So shout out CWB.
Wow, shout out. You know, speaking of shout out, she tried to hop on last time we were talking. Hopefully she doesn't now. She's listening, Alexa. I asked her to play Shout, and it played a different version of Shout. So it played Tears for Fears instead of the Isley Brothers, which I was a little upset I had to explain that. And then, but also like problems, like I'm like, I like the Coldplay a bit, so.
Oh yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
So like I'll say a song, I'll be listening to a bunch of them while I'm walking in my house like an idiot or running, and and I'm just going like I'm just naming song after song, and then so I say like Charlie Brown, and it plays like Charlie Brown like from like the Peanuts.
Okay, yeah.
Which is also a good they do have some good tunes as well. But then there's some other ones where it's somebody else covering their song, and it's like, what the hell's wrong with you, Alexa? It doesn't make any sense.
She don't like
So yeah, I don't get it. So I guess that's my shout of the day, if that's a thing.
I thought you were gonna go General Dole, honestly.
No. No, he would never hear it anyway. So
yeah, for real. Been busting his chops for weeks, and he has no idea.
Right.
All right, so I think that takes us to Theta Drop, and of course, there's just weekly stuff going on with Theta Drop. They had some more shards going on this week, and now they're dropping mythical creatures if you got the right amount of shards. So, can you tell us a little bit more about those, Mags? I know you're the
I muted my mic.
I
don't give a fuck. If you guys like shards, congratulations. If you guys like T-Drop, congratulations. If you want to know anything about shards, T-Drops, beasts, I'm not the guy to ask me. Please do not at me. Do not ask me. I do not want to talk about it. I don't give a fuck about shards and T-Drop VIP people complaining about their beasts. So, you good with that, Popper? That's okay. That's I don't want to talk
I wasn't aware you felt so strongly about that.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were.
All right, so that wasn't the only thing though. So we recently, maybe even still currently, are dealing with some T-Drop sales not updating and outages. Like I'm getting some messages, and it's like, dude, I had this for sale, and it's gone, and I don't have the money for it. And what's going on? It's like unbelievable. Like how does that happen? Or were you a victim of this?
I wasn't. I heard about it, but you know, I mean, it's the darndest thing when it happens because nobody's working there on the weekend anyway, so you're totally screwed.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, how does that happen with smart contracts and blockchain? Like, I don't know. I guess I just don't understand that. And then also, I didn't notice this, but we have some very perceptive fans out there, and I was made aware that the actual value of the T fuel within our accounts on DataDrop just recently, yesterday, was off by 10 to 20% off the market value.
Oof.
It's like, how in the world does that happen?
Yeah, didn't this happen before? Didn't Alf bring that up before?
Well, yes, he did bring that up before, and he was a victim of it. And I don't know if there was ever anything that was done to reimburse him, but at least it's not as bad as the time where T Fuel went to like a gazillion and people were buying the customs for 0.1 T Fuel.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't understand how these things just continue to happen. And, a good friend of the Pinecast, I won't throw him under the bus for this quote, but it's like, okay, enough of this beta. Like it's been an excuse for long enough. Like it's time to step out of beta mode, I think. And I agree with him.
I've been saying that forever. And, I was told to chill. So,
Yeah. Just let us get our NFTs off of there, please. It's
tell you what
time.
Though, I would have been very unhappy, I guess. Did they back any of those transactions out? Any of those trades back then for that crazy when we were all gazillionaires that day?
Yeah, they stopped it and they reversed them all.
So
do you remember though? Do you remember some people bought cans and opened them?
Right. Yeah. No, I remember that because you told me that, and I was trying to get in on it, and I think it was too late.
Yeah, it's always too late once we find out.
Right, but I guess like the thing about that is, if you bought something and then if it was off and then you transfer it off, you're not going to get that back.
Sure. Yeah, no, I agree, but it's also a manual process, I think, on their end to allow the transfers off, right? It's not just press a button and it moves. The only thing that moves like that on DataDrop is T-Drop. Those are automatic. Everything else needs to be approved and stamped by like 3 levels of management.
Right.
All right. Well, hey, did you have anything else over there to hit up?
Nope.
All right, guys. Well, get to Yahoo Fantasy, fill out your brackets. It's not rocket science. You just pick the team you think is going to win and you move it on up and pick a winner. And, good luck to everybody. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you get lucky. Somebody's going to end up getting a Pittsburgh Golden Knight or maybe a T-bill multiplier. So good luck with that as well. And hey, we were able to secure a guest this week, dude.
I heard that.
I mean, we had to hunt him down. Busy, very busy guy, but we want to thank him for joining us. The one and only Doc Theta joined us this week, and you'll hear from him
after these messages.
This week's episode is brought to you by Dr. Theta's Community Guardian Node. Theta's premier community guardian node where you can stake your Theta if you don't run your own guardian node. Best of all, 100% uptime so you do not miss any rewards and 0 fees so you earn 100% of your T-Fuel. Trusted by Theta Labs, you can easily stake directly within your wallet. Simply go to the staking tab, choose Delegated Guardian Node, and find Dr. Theta's Guardian Node. Quick, simple, reliable, and best of all safe as the coins never leave your wallet. Stake with the Doc today.
Papa Max Podcast.
Oh,
there's Doc.
Hey,
what's up, Doc?
Buenas noches,
dude. I was gonna take that line. I thought about that earlier.
Oh, I didn't think about it. It just came to me. I was gonna do like Doctor, give me the news. That was in my head, but
Oh, I thought about sending you a Discord message and saying, "Hey, bud, I forgot to have a date."
Ah. Hey, well, I'll tell you what. We had money on this, and I just lost. I didn't think you were going to show.
Yeah, no, I'm here, man. I'm here. You got a lot going on, and I thought about yesterday when you double checked to make sure that I would show up, calling it off, but I already did that once, so I'm not doing that again.
It's all good, man. Do you ever sleep?
Yeah, so that was a goal. That's a goal for 2023. I really did made a big mistake. I probably increased my chances of dementia and took a few years out of my life. And well, I've done this several years of my adult life, just residency alone. But last year, I got really into working with all aspects of Theta, and so that went from a hobby to just like being very, very much obsessed. And the only time that I could do that was at night. I see patients during the day. Actually, what I did was at the beginning of 2022, I went in and I cut my hours so that I would. First of all, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, we're late in the game to check that, but we're good. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I figured you guys would have told me that. And so what I did was I cut my hours to about 75% time so that I could have Wednesdays to focus on Theta. And so Wednesday was Theta day, and that's where I did a lot of that last year. But unfortunately, as of last month, beginning of February, I went back full time because it turns out that crypto is not the best investment vehicle when you're aggressively in 2022. So especially when you don't sell at the top or you just hold until we find ourselves where we are now. Yeah, so I'm back to 100% full time, but I do only work half a day on Wednesday, so I have a half a Theta day still because I'm still very much involved, just not nearly as much as I used to be.
Cool. So I'm curious, like, there's been a lot of talk about the Theta punks, right? And, that was one of the first drops that was fully on Theta, not on Theta drop. And then obviously, whatever happened with the original project creators, they left with all the mint money. And then what happens next? Like, how do we get to where we are with Theta punks?
Yeah. So let me just summarize it. I think in 2021, where community was maybe a little bit smaller, somebody popped into the Theta Tech Discord, which is where I think I'm not as active there, but I still consider some of my home base. And they basically said, "Look, we're launching Theta Punks." And what is this? Sure enough, this people are claiming to be the first independent NFT project on Theta. So back then, I think we already had Theta drop, and we did, right? Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, Theta drop was like May of 21.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so this is like three months after that. And I remember like we're reaching out to Wes, like, is this legit? And he's like, I have no idea what that is, but they seem legit. And so sure enough, they went ahead and created their website where you could go directly and mint with T-Fuel. And that just from the beginning, that was such a mess, man. Like they had to pause the mint like 3 different times. I remember like in the very beginning, what Semtex was doing was that he was minting them one by one, and I learned quickly at that time that he was using basically a separate smart contract for each NFT. So he was minting all these NFTs on their different smart contracts one by one after people had like pre-ordered them. And so sure enough, he hired a team of developers in India, and they basically were able to create it all in one smart contract using Arweave permanent storage. And basically, I became very intrigued, and just like anything that was going on at the time, I just wanted to see like how I could help. And so I just offered to be of any help that I could. And what I would do is just kind of teach people how to set up MetaMask and buy their T-Fuel and just how to mint these, right? Because this is the first time there was no open Theta back then. There was no secondary marketplace outside of Theta Drop. And so I was just onboarding people and helping them out in Discord, Telegram, whatever it would be. That was my role. No official agreement between me and Semtex, or like, I was not getting paid or anything like that. And then we sold out eventually. I kind of just wanted to be involved. And I realized that Semtex did not really have an idea as to when he could deliver a marketplace, which was part of the whole roadmap. And that's when Simon came along with Open Data, maybe like 6 weeks after he was supposed to have a marketplace. And we ended up making a deal with Simon so that we could, ThetaPunks go on Open Data. And at that time, Semtex had promised it was somewhere around 200,000 T-fuel. I remember at the time it was $96,000 to be left with the community so that we could carry out the rest of the roadmap and get creative with promotion and whatnot. And that's basically the money that never came. That was never given to the community. And he basically stepped away after we moved on to Open Data, and the prices, these guys got minted at like 400, 600, and 800 T-fuel, right? And so pretty soon on Open Data, they were being sold at like 77 T-fuel. I think that was the lowest floor. And so I felt like, okay, this is pretty terrible because I think it was somewhere along the lines of almost $1 million worth of NFTs that were purchased.
Yeah.
And that was all from like, people in the Theta community being excited about contributing to this first independent NFT project. And so I just figured, all right, well, what can I do? And I just started kind of using the little T-fuel that was coming in from the secondary sales on Open Data and some of my own money to like run some contests and like keep people engaged. And eventually Visioneer stepped up to the plate. You guys got to meet Visioneer at ThetaCon, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He's the man.
What a nice guy. Yeah, too.
Dude, he's the man. I actually just got off the phone with him.
Booth.
He did. I don't think he spent much time there.
I don't think he spent any time there. Had his name on it though.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I love that commemorative ThetaCon NFT that he did. That is seriously one of my favorite NFTs on Theta. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. The one that Char won, right? And everybody signed it.
The Theta wagon. Yeah. Too cool, man. Anyway, we'll talk a little bit about that. But anyway, so Visioneer came along and he said, look, man, we could do another drop to raise some funds. And so he slowly started working on that early last year. Every month he would spend some time working on it. And then like Theta started to crash and things started to not look so good. And we basically put a stop to that idea because the last thing we wanted to do was launch a drop that would not succeed. But then an opportunity came along with ThetaCon when we needed a fundraiser, and I just felt like it was just perfect timing because it's in the spirit of like everything I stand for, which is like really bringing the community together. Right, here's a project that was a rug pull that the community is basically slowly bringing back. And here's this Visioneer and I idea about like honoring people, characters, personalities in the Theta ecosystem, right? By actually creating the real Theta punks. These are punks that are just the people in Theta, and that was the Theta Punks Unchained collection on Theta Drop. And I basically said, look, man, like let's just do this, and this will be just a fundraiser for ThetaCon. I think it would be very successful, but it would also help out, the name, the brand Theta Punks, and get the community engaged. And let's go for it. So we pitched it to Theta Drop, and they loved it. I pitched them actually 2 other ideas because we needed to do a second fundraiser for ThetaCon, and they loved it. And so that was a very successful drop, the Theta Punks Unchained collection.
Doc, is it true that one of the ones that they didn't go with was Theta Apes? They didn't like that?
Is it true that you remember Theta Apes? I think you were all into that, Mags. You thought it was going to be the next SPS.
That was supposed to be our first guest, Theta Apes, and they backed out.
Oh, man. Yeah. Theta Apes. I'm glad that didn't go anywhere. They were terrible too. I can't believe some people in the community were excited about that.
I know.
That's terrible art. Like, what is that? Look at those ears. They don't even like fit on the face of those guys.
Yeah, they were tough. I mean, it looked like it was like a balloon. Yeah,
that was a great example of the community jumping on that quickly and like
even.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few of them. What was the other one that somebody put out there? There was a few different ones. I think Theta Apes was really probably the one that was really trying to scam. They disappeared quick.
What could have been?
So yeah, I mean, I know about all sorts of projects that have really just were quick money grabs because when I was helping Open Theta out, I would always like kind of listen into people that would submit requests, and man, you'd be surprised by how much trash Open Theta would get requests to like launch just just money grab mints, just dozens of them.
Yeah, no, it's sad, and Theta Drop does a pretty good job of keeping a lot of those off of the site. You got to be careful though, right? I mean, when you start to curate what drops are going to come on, it's almost like you are, however you want to put it, like you're kind of giving credence to the drop, right?
Yeah, you mean like as if Open Theta is selective about which drops they allow?
Exactly. Right?
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. I mean, but the counter argument to that is like there has to be a line somewhere, right? Like you can't just have somebody. And at some point, I mean, I'm not gonna reveal Simon's plan for his future. And by the way, like my relationship between Simon and I is we're friends. We're very good friends. We're not official partners anymore. I'm zero part of Open Theta, but I just help out whenever I can. I love doing like the trivia in his Discord and things like that. But anyway, I do know that he has a plan where people can just launch automatically, right? There'll be a section where you can just go on there, percent your
like
completely open, right?
OpenSea.
Yeah, like OpenSea, exactly. But until you get to that point, I mean, you gotta. If something's just obvious, man, like it's just gonna be a complete joke, and I think you can say no, and by the same token, I don't think that necessarily means you're responsible for everything that goes on there. I mean, there's a big disclaimer that he has on there saying like, it's up to the projects to honor their roadmap or whatever it might be. Open Theta is not really supporting that, so I think, yeah, but I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you, but it just it has that appearance to it, right? Like if you know that you can't no one can just go on there and do whatever they want, so it's like, okay, well, these ones were chosen then. And right. Listen, we both know there's junk on Theta Drop as well. Like they drop some real stinkers, so it's not just Open Theta that I was talking about.
Sure. Well, I think mostly everything that's on Open Theta is pretty cool, or at least the people behind there.
Yeah, no, I'm into quite a few of the different projects on Open Theta.
Oh yeah, what do you like?
I mean, I'm like the first one that got me in was ThetaZilla Club. Meeting him, I didn't even realize that he was like lining up an NFT drop. I thought we were just in a Discord talking about all of the other Theta Drop drops. It was like it was probably like 15 people at the time, and we're just like, this is going to be a good, plotting what we're going to do.
So that's awesome, man. I'm glad you got into that. I love ThetaZilla Club. I remember, like, I have so many memories of just like working with him at all weird times when he was launching, doing his first and second drop. I had this one memory where I was actually at the mall in Florida with my wife, and I told she wanted to go shopping for the girls, and she goes into the store, and while I'm on the phone, I got my earbuds on, and I got Simon at ThetaZilla Club, and we're talking about the second drop, right? The Pixilla drop. And he's like basically pitching it. And I just see my wife like starting to like pick up way too much clothes. And I'm like, putting the thing on me. I'm like, I'm mute. I'm like, what? No. Only two of them. Like, cause this store, it's like everything is like every like a little sweatshirt was like $40. It's like this, I forget the name, but it's like a super like little fancy toddler. I'm like, she's gonna outgrow that in like 30 days. And so I'm like, and then I can't talk to you anymore. And I just would go back on the call, and I just sat like on the bench outside, just like listening to that. And I mean, just ThetaZilla Club in general, man. Like, I think you guys know him pretty well.
Yeah.
Amazing person, man. Like, and he's one of the things that I love about him is that he has helped out so many people in the background, from Rough Feldman to like so many projects that have been on Open Theta, and like, he never asks for anything in return, man. He's just one solid dude, and he's got I don't know how much he's revealed, but he's got some really exciting things coming forward.
For sure. I don't think any of it's public, but I mean, we have seen a little a tease of it, and it looks great. So
do you play? Are you playing that poker on that he's hosting on Friday nights?
I've showed up to a few of them. It starts right around 9:30, and Friday I tend to let the kids stay up a little bit later. So by the time they get to bed and I get downstairs, sometimes I've just missed, or
right.
Or it's like Friday night and it's just like, man, I'm just fried. Like I need to just, not do anything. Little veg time. It's the weeks can be pretty long on this side here.
Yeah, but I don't think Max ever plays. I mean,
I think. What are you talking about? I think you rivered me last week.
Well, I only pay attention when I get to the final table. So. No, man, I'm kicking ass in that thing. I don't know if you saw the standings. I got 7 points.
Are you the leader?
Yeah, number
Oh,
one.
wow. All right. Congrats.
Yeah, man.
Are
Cool
you in
stuff.
that
Yeah.
foot room?
Yeah, man. I'm in all the secret rooms.
Papa, you
Very
heard
cool.
about that secret foot room?
I
For, like,
didn't
the
hear
top
about the
3
secret
people?
foot room. I heard there was a top 5. I was in it for a little bit and got passed, so I'm no longer in the top 5. But I am in just like the standard points room.
So we
With the-
also get
with-
to choose the music that Theta Silla Club
Oh,
plays during the stream of the tourney.
all right. I see.
Breaking news.
Yeah. Oh, a little insider info here.
There you go. Get some
Need some more
points because
points.
you'll be the DJ. You'll control the jukebox.
Very cool. Yeah. I mean, as far as other open data projects go, it's probably easier to say which ones I'm not in, to be honest with you. I got pretty much a hodgepodge of most of them. There's a few I haven't dipped in. One being the infamous G World and their multipliers. I kind of steered clear of that.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, I know. And you know, just for the record, like I'm not sure how Doc Theta or Theta Punks is like tied to G World. I guess I'm missing.
Oh, intimately
that
tied,
link.
man. Intimately tied. The
Yeah.
guard is actually he shares a bed with me. So so I have absolutely zero relationship to T-Bill or G World. And so that's really it. So Theta Punks has zero relationship with G World either. The only thing that our friend Baller tweeted. Did you guys catch the impromptu spaces?
Yes.
I think I
Oh
heard you guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shit show, man.
Yeah. A bit.
So
Shit show is
anyway,
a fair term to describe that.
so I basically just got fed up because me and Baller buried the hatchet, even though there's no hatchet to bury on my end. I mean, I just completely got attacked last year, and I had enough of it, and so I had to basically defend myself. And I didn't really care about the whole personal thing. I just started really caring about when he kind of messed with ThetaCon. You know, I'm like, dude, come on, we're trying to have a community conference here.
Yeah.
Like, get on the team, brother. Come on.
ThetaCon is a community event. It's not up to I don't think it's up to people.
No, I mean, the whole thing was on his end was like G World is a sponsor of ThetaCon, and therefore ThetaCon are in bed with G World, and therefore anybody that's associated with that, like Doc and Theta Punks and everybody else, should burn. And so, yeah, and man, there's been, and then basically 2 weeks ago when this happened, I just, again, I'm under a lot of stress, very little sleep, man. I my job is like extremely stressful. I as a physician, as a primary care physician, man, like you are going into a room and seeing people that are struggling, and it's not always with physical ailments. It could be with a lot of mental health issues, and you gotta just kind of show up for them and really try to help them out. And I thought that it would never affect me the way it actually does. It's a lot, and it's draining, and I see 20 22 patients per day, and it's just a lot. And so one night when I'm sitting there at my computer and I go on Twitter and I'm like trying to like be positive and like stuff and like just contribute to this, and I see somebody say like verbatim, like, you act like a nice guy but you do all kinds of shady shit on the side, that's not good, and I'm like, what? And so it just triggered me that night. And I'm like, dude, like, I know you're online because all you do is tweet 24/7. You have an hour to show up. And so we can hash this out live.
Yep.
Because ultimately, I think like, what is your beef with me, dude? Like, I am sick of this. And so that's why, against my best judgment, I decided to do that, and see if we can talk about it. But whatever, dude. I think he's backed off. He understands that, I am not associated with T-Bill or G World, and it is not. I'm not gonna be calling people out, calling them scammers just because you want me to. I do whatever I want. I handle myself like I want. I rather focus my energy on positivity, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not sitting there promoting G World. There's no evidence anywhere.
No, not at all.
That I promote G World. So fuck off.
There was one screenshot that he had. Was there some kind of like Theta Punks G T-bill?
That. So all that was, dude, it's like the only one thing that you'll ever see, because you obviously search for it on the Theta Punks Discord in regards to Theta Punk and G World, was that Open Theta or offered, was it Open Theta? Yeah. So basically there's this thing called the ThetaFi, and all it was is that any project can take advantage of this. And what you can do is have people utilize an NFT multiplier, if like a community NFT multiplier, if that wallet owns the NFT project, an NFT from your project, right, from that smart contract. So say, for example, if you had, I think we set something around 8 Theta Punks, and you wanted to partake in the liquidity pool, but you didn't have enough money to buy a 2x multiplier, then all you had to do was have 8 Theta Punks. And then there was this big, like 100, this 100 million T-bill multiplier that had been donated, because somebody in the community donated it to the smart contract. And so that could be shared amongst the people that wanted to partake in that. So that's all that was. It's just some like utility, some utility for the Theta Punk owners, you know.
Okay.
So I just took advantage of that when I saw it. There were other projects that did it too. I think I'm not going to mention names, but I think there were 3 or 4 other projects that did it as well.
Well, I mean, at that point, that was like a gift, right? Because now you have a little bit of utility for these punks that were just abandoned. So, and how were you to know? You know?
Yeah.
And I think you even said like you put your own money into G World on the side, and you lost.
Yeah, dude. I can screenshot what the IL that I have is. So yeah, I can send that to you. Yeah, I lost big time, and but I, you know, dude, I thought, I saw people making money. I just got greedy. I'm like, you know, let's give it a shot. And obviously I lost.
It happens a lot. And, you know, it is great. Like, this community is great, but honestly, it's funny because I didn't join this for the community. I joined it to buy NFTs. You see people, you know, selling these NFTs for crazy amounts. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, my NFTs are like, you know, they're doing all right, certainly versus T-Fuel. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the value, especially these ones on Theta Drop, are keeping their value a lot better than T-Fuel. But now, instead of like them exploding in price like I wanted, now I'm making friends all over the world, basically. And it's crazy because this community that Theta has is really impressive. You know, a lot of fun, a lot of friends.
You're so right. And I've heard you say this before, and that is, I mean, you saw that at ThetaCon. I mean, how special was that? I think people like walked away like kind of shocked, and they went home, they're like, what just happened? Like, we just went to this place, we felt like we knew everybody. Everyone had like a smile on their face the whole time. It was like hugging and like chilling and like laughing and like just such a blast from beginning to end. It was absolutely crazy how freaking fun that was. And it's just because we have an amazing community and we've known each other for a while through Twitter and Discord and whatnot. And it was just like, it really came to life. You saw it happen. So like you said before in your podcast, it's amazing the relationship you've built and the people that you call friends here. You know, I have a lot of acquaintances that I care about, but I really have probably 5 to 8 good friends that I've made. And I worry about them, man. You know, and some of them have called me when they're going through a tough time, and I know a lot about them, and I actually keep in touch with them more than I keep in touch with like my high school and college friends, best friends, you know. It's amazing.
Yeah, for sure. It was awesome. And, you know, honestly, there was one, I think it was Friday night after everything went down. We were sitting down and we got to have a meal together. Do you remember that?
Yeah, dude, but I was
Saturday night.
I was Saturday like super. I was like all over the place at that point. I remember I was on my phone, like all stressed out. I don't even know what it was anymore. And I'm like, dude, this is Pops and Max. I want to be chilling with these guys, but I'm like all over the place. Although I do remember that Max wouldn't sell me his pineapple.
Yes, that's where we were going with this.
You were going there. The offer, I don't think was that good.
Oh, it was super good, dude. It was super good. I don't know I don't remember what it was, but you were very unreasonable.
But anyways, that's why that was a long dinner or long time sitting at the table.
I gave you like 12 offers. I had like 12 different offers.
So in case anyone doesn't know, ThetaCon, during ThetaCon, I think the night before or technically the morning of
Yeah, I think it was Thursday night, Max. I'm pretty sure this was Friday night because Wes was trying to go to bed early because he had to MC the next day, and he sat there with us.
I don't know about that.
Saturday night was the night where we got in trouble for walking on the wet floor.
Yeah, but we did more than get in trouble than walking on the wet floor, I feel like.
No, it was Friday night, Popper. You're right.
Okay. Well, then Popper's right. Shocker.
Hey,
but so anyways, it's confusing because I met up with the NEC.
Yeah, you were there a couple nights early. Yeah.
Thursday night though.
Thursday night. Okay.
I met up with him there, and then it was just like nonstop people coming over to us. So like ThetaCon didn't even start, and all of a sudden like Metal Cooler is there, and a couple other Char and everyone, and like it hasn't. So we never met these people physically, and then all of a sudden we just want to keep yapping constantly. So, but anyways, yeah. So you ever hear about these like Ubers, like? So like I was at a different hotel using these other points that I had because they, yeah. So I was kind of far away. Definitely, that's not going to happen this year.
Lesson learned. Coupon too.
No, I didn't have a coupon.
Dude, you stay at the hotel this year, please.
No, it's already booked.
Good.
And with I bookended it too.
And for everyone listening, man, I know people want to save money, but we got a great deal. I mean, $300 where it's really $500 a night, and it comes with like an hour open bar and live music, and it's so going to be worth it. It's so going to be worth it staying at the hotel, and you'll just be there the whole time, and it's just going to be a blast. Anyway, sorry, Max, go ahead.
No, I don't even know what I was talking about. But well, the one thing, I mean, I think we're done talking about. But
it was it was your can opening story.
Oh yeah, so this like Uber or whatever, he just didn't want to come and get me. So I was there a while, and I got ticked, and then there was a train blocking my way, and that was a long ordeal, and it was like super late. So I got back to my place, base of operations, and I was like, fuck it, let me open a can, and it's a pretty decent pine, the rarest doctor out there, believe it or not.
Oh boy.
In all the Secret Pineapple Society. So
he had a nice blindfold, if I remember right. Is that?
Yeah, he has the blue pattern blindfold.
Can you send me a link on Discord? I want to see it. Do you still have it?
Of course.
Dude, I wanted that so badly that
Of course. And I noticed you have you had like a custom Pixilla doctor, right?
Oh,
but
yeah,
I have the real Dr. Pixilla.
Yeah, the one in the collection. You have the one in the collection, don't you?
Yep. Oh yeah. So I'm doctoring it out right now.
So damn, Max. So you don't play nice though.
Yeah, you guys should have seen it. Doc was like throwing money at Mags. He's like, I got more money in the room.
Oh yeah. I did do that. So I took out $300 from my wallet, and I said, "Here's this," and then like 4 other NFTs. I said, I said I'm gonna give you 1 Pogs, one cryo chamber, not cryo chamber. What was the one before called the
vault?
The vault, 1 vault, and one of each of these. Well, 1 box. I gave you 1 Tygon box.
Oh
and you
yeah.
Still wouldn't give it to me, dude. I gave you 3. Oh, and 1 passaways. And
yep.
So I gave you 4 different unopened packs and $300 cash, and you still wouldn't give me the doc.
I know.
And I still came on this podcast.
I know.
It took a little while. But.
I'm a monster,
Damn. So what do you want for the doc? Let's do this right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, right now, we've never done a deal on the air, but I don't know. We could. It is really nice, man, and I don't even own another doctor.
He's big on checking the boxes.
I'm trying to accumulate.
I got 10 doctors. I'll give you pick any 2. Pick any 2. Pick any 2. 2 for 1.
How rare that blue blindfold is?
Wait, you have 10 Doc Pines?
10 Dr. Pines. Yes, I do.
Wow.
I knew you had a lot of them. I've been in that wallet.
Yeah, I had more. But I got really pissed off last year one night, and I sold like 3-4 docs all back to back for like really cheap. I don't know what I was pissed off about. So, mistake.
Yeah, that dinner stands out as as memorable. I remember, if I remember correctly, you were bringing wings up to your wife too, right?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. I could go for some wings.
I love wings. Oh, those wings were great. All the food there was great.
It was really good. Yeah.
Too bad the voucher only covered like one day.
I don't know about that. I disagree. I checked out on Sunday, so I didn't take part in anything on Sunday. I just got breakfast and I saw what my balance was on that, and I left a huge tip, and then I bounced.
Nice.
So
Good
I wanted
on
to
you.
make sure I said it all. So
I guess you didn't have dinner at the Toro.
No,
we missed it.
Yeah, we missed it. We weren't invited.
There was no invitation, and I don't think there was ever any. And nobody ever held an event there. It was just whoever showed up, showed up.
Yeah, we were. We had our impromptu second Pinecast with Andrea because the first one got deleted.
That's right.
So we were, otherwise busy in the boardroom.
It was intentional. It was intentional.
Hey, but a lot came from that. Ever since then, you can clearly see that Andrea is a huge supporter of Poppin' Mags, and she's always promoting you guys and liking your stuff. I love her, man. I love how she interacts with the community. She does such an awesome job.
Yeah,
for sure.
She's great. Not sure how or why she loves us, but but we'll take it.
You guys are awesome. No, seriously, like you guys are absolutely awesome. I mean, I know that people have no clue how much time you dedicate to your podcast, but just between preparing for it and like talking to each other and then the pre-recording, the editing, I know this is a lot of your time that you take out of each and every week, because you guys do this once a week and you don't miss a week. That's amazing. So thank you for what you do for the community, man. It's really, really awesome. I have totally enjoyed the 50% of the podcast that you have that I've actually listened to.
That's still impressive.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, thank you guys. And I hope you guys continue to do this, especially during this time that is, the bear market, where we really need to rely on each other and being a close community and just having some good laughs at like listening to the latest drama or what's going on with Theta Drop or whatever else is going on in the ecosystem.
Yeah, there's never a shortage of drama. It seems like since we started. So
yeah, for real. Like, we did the first episode and it was just a joke, right? It was like months and months of stuff that we just led up to us being like, all right, let's do this. And then we do it and people love it. And then we're like, okay, now what do we do? And Theta Drop has provided.
And actually, Popper, you talk about coupons. I did use like a bonus offer to give us a week to see if we wanted to do this. And and then once, I wasn't hip to privacy.com, shout out.
Yeah.
But so once the credit card got swiped for the year, well, we, looking back from that,
we were committed.
So, what do they call that? A happy accident.
Yeah.
Wow, good stuff. And yeah, every week. I mean, that's legit.
Yeah, well, you as well, Doc. We appreciate all the time and effort that you put into everything Theta. So
yeah, man. I'm definitely toning it back a little bit because just the girls are getting.
No, you have for sure.
I think it's the girls too, man. The girls are now like they're very much conscious and they want to interact with you, and I'm absolutely falling in love with them more every day. So that's the whole. When I started in Theta, I had no girls. I had just my wife, and we had plenty of time to go on dates and whatnot.
Sure.
And now I got two little ones, man, and that's really where I want to be spending my time, not in front of a screen.
So you got into Theta early then?
Well, I mean, no, dude. 2020 was not early. 2019, I was following Theta. I bought my first Theta.
Okay.
I bought my first Theta in January 2020. So that's.
And when was your first daughter born?
In 2020.
Right at the same time, June, basically.
Yeah, a little bit 4 months later. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And so my life has changed quite a bit, and then I also take my job a little more seriously, right? I have a bigger patient panel, and I have some like chronically sick individuals and whatnot. And in medicine, you have to really stay on top of the latest guidelines and studies, and I take a particularly unique approach to my practice, definitely Western trained, right? So I went to American Medical School in Chapel Hill, right? And then I trained in Chapel Hill as well. So Western medicine is all I know, and so I'm very much like evidence-based guidelines, but in the real world, it's a lot different, right? There's a lot of chronic illnesses that are just there's no real there's Western medicine doesn't really apply, because you really need to get to know your patient and understand that so much of what's going on with them is coming from like their mental health, and they don't even have to have like to meet criteria for like anxiety or depression or PTSD. It just could be like the perfect storm and of just a little bit too much stress, right? When you combine mental stress or psychological stress with physical stress, which a lot of people have, people just develop these chronic illnesses, whether they're inflammatory illnesses or hypertension or diabetes because of their diet. And so you got to really start to think outside the box and not just want to treat. And you got to really start thinking about how you're going to reverse these conditions and how you're going to get through to that patient to provide some insight so they can really, really help themselves and heal themselves. I really think that we as physicians have the ability to heal and not just treat. And so that's really where I've kind of like taken my practice to, and it's working. It's working for a lot of patients, and that means
Nice.
that I have to research a lot of like alternative medicine and different approaches, and just know a lot of what's going on, especially with the internet. Patients come to me all the time with all these like crazy ideas, and I have to be able to know what's
Yeah.
crazy and harmful and what's not, because not everything is the solution to everything is not just a medication, So,
Right.
so that's the other thing that I'm spending a lot of my time on is continuing to do research and stay on top of like the latest. So
Yeah, you start putting some of these things into WebMD, and all of a sudden you think you're gonna die tomorrow.
Yep. Oh man, you have no idea the questions that I get every day. I'm like, yep. Did you Google that? Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure it's crazy. So Doc, how and when did you become one of the one-click guardians directly on the Theta wallet?
That was pretty early on. So when I first that so 2019, following Theta, because that's when I bought my first, not my first Bitcoin, but got my first crypto. I bought it in 2019, and then my friend told me about Theta, so I was following Theta, so it started to hit $1 and started to rise up, and I just bought it right at $2. Too bad I ended up buying a lot more at $11. But anyway, and let me see. I think that shortly after that, I decided I wanted to learn how to build a computer, so I got my cousin and my friend to like help me out. You, just through FaceTime with what I needed to buy and whatnot. And so I basically built this computer for the purpose of hosting a Guardian node. Of course, that's not necessary. You can host a Guardian node from your laptop, but I just wanted to have like a really badass computer to do it on. And I just started running my own Guardian node. And then I realized that there were these community Guardian nodes, about 8 or maybe 12 of them. I don't remember at that time. And so basically asked in the Discord how you could be community guardian node, and the name of that everyone knows over there, Matthew Tessitore, said talk to Wes. So I just reached out to Wes and I said, look, I got a badass computer. I want to be a community guardian node. And he said nothing, because back then he didn't answer when he didn't know you.
Classic Wes.
And 2 weeks go by, and 2 weeks go by, and he's like, okay, I'll see what I can do. And then another 6 weeks went by, and he replied, you're a community guardian node. And so I went, and I'm like, what? And I went into the wallet, and I went and clicked stake Theta right in the Theta wallet. This is what's really cool about being a Theta Labs accepted community guardian node. So this is towards the end of 2020. And sure enough, Dr. Theta was there, right up there next to Gpool and all the other Guardian nodes. And then that's when I went out and reached out to QE from Guardian Monitor and put my name up there as one of the community Guardian nodes. And so, yeah, for the past 2 years, Dr. Theta Guardian node has been a community Guardian node. Oh, which, by the way, thank you guys for the it's a pleasure to sponsor you guys and have a shout out during your podcast. Thank you for that.
Dude, thank you, man, for giving us those Theta Unchained punks to give away. That was completely out of the blue, and we're looking forward to giving those away. We got a lot of traction on that. We made people give us a review, good, bad, whatever they wanted to do.
There's definitely some bad ones there. You can
I
check
saw
them
a
out.
few. I saw a few uglies, but hey, that makes it. Keep it real.
Are there really bad ones? What they say?
There's two. There's two so far that I'm tracking.
Yeah.
What?
They're pretty funny.
We know where one of them came from, but we don't know where the other one came from.
But if you go to popamags.com, which and you probably know it's the number 2 place to go for Papa Mags content. There's a Pinecast review tab, and I haven't updated it. I'm gonna have to go through and do an update and hang a sheet, like I said last episode I was gonna do, and I haven't done yet. But and I posted some of these reviews on there. All the ones that I had, like I said, there's gonna be a few more, and then every one of these reviews by the criteria gets them a spot on the wheel that ThetaZilla was complaining about. There's going to be one damn big wheel, he said, which I thought was pretty funny.
Awesome.
But,
good. Hey, the Theta Punks on Chain have like really kept their
sure
value.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Oh, Doc, can I ask what is next for the Theta Punks Unchained? Is there?
So it's just like we're just looking at a lot of different options, and there's nothing concrete. Well, what's concrete is there's going to be another drop. We're gonna with new characters, and Sheriff Bopper will definitely be one of the characters, and so that will definitely be something that will be is in the works.
Salty podcast punk. Salty pineapple podcast punk, probably something like that.
I love how Max and Humble Pine. I love how Max didn't say anything when I only mentioned Pop.
But, you did? I didn't even notice.
He was about to go through the ceiling.
What? I didn't notice.
He's too humble to say anything.
Too humble, right? Oh man. So that's definitely going to be a thing. But we want to do that at the right time and carefully, and it has to be. The thing is that nobody understands about this project is that this man, Visioneer, did each and every single one of these images by hand. Like and then he also like made sure that the Theta Punks attributes, the hat, the glasses, the cigarette vape, that they fit, right? That they fit with that character. Yep. So they're all like, there's so much thought that went into it, and so many revisions of each character. And if you look at like the first revision versus like the fourth or the sixth one, you can just see how that like character came to life and really started to match like the cool guy started to match HGH, and that the pineapples really started to look like the pineapples. It's just so amazing how he did all this. And so that's going to take time, and he's already started to work on that. But we're not going to kill him like we did last year, where basically like he did half of the collection in like 7 months, and then the other half in like 5 weeks.
Oh wow!
So that's because we needed it for that fundraiser. But so that's one thing, and we were looking to kind of launch that at the end of Q3, but there's no. We'll see. There's a lot of things that we're considering. That's the only thing I can like share right now. All I can tell you is like Visioneer is very much committed. Very much committed. The thing is, I can't promise anything, right? I'm not like a creator that's like developing a game, or I'm not excited about building in the metaverse. I'm none of that, dude. I'm like a full-time doc that just really gives a shit and is committed to making sure that there's value provided to this NFT project however I can. What I do have is a lot of solid relationships. I am really tight with the Theta Labs team. One of my best friends in Theta is Slick, the CEO of Fuel Foundry. And there's a lot of people that want to help me, and all the people that we represented in that project, I talked to, I think about 90% of them, and including rest in peace, Michelle White Dove, and she supported us. So I know there's a lot of excitement and a lot of cool little treats that we can provide along the way. And ultimately the goal of Theta Punks is a story, is all about the community, and we're here to document like the main players that are part of this journey of this. Some will fall, some will come, some will leave, some will not so famous. We included everyone, in that first drop. There were some people that we included that particularly, well, I don't really have beef with anybody, but there are some people that, had left the community or at the point of the drop, and were really not very supportive of the community, and we still decided to keep them because they were there from the beginning, So yeah.
Boy, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you consider the Theta Punks and the Theta Punks Unchained as like almost like a combination collection, or do you consider them like brother and sister?
Yeah, very separate.
Okay.
Very separate to the point, like, at one point I wanted to think of a way to kind of move away from the original collection, and that has to be done very carefully. And so I don't think that that's really our goal anymore, is to kind of move away from that. I think that there is a clever way to do that, and I already did some of that, right? We burnt that.
Yeah, quite a few hundred, right?
Yeah, I think it was 500, 480.
Yeah.
We burned 480 of the 10,000 NFTs by having that huge giveaway. I mean, we gave away
that was massive.
a lot of stuff. Pineapple container, 50,000 T-fuel, 1,000 data, and like 17 other prices. And so we're going to do another one of those actually at some point. So that'd be nice. I'm just waiting for people. I love like getting rid of like the weekends, right? So right now people are just there's it's super quiet in the Discord. People are like, this project is done, and so I love that, because people will just dump their NFTs, and then it gives like the people that believe in me and the project, gives them the opportunity to like load up on more and to be used at a later time. So
yeah, that's a bit counterintuitive, but I completely agree, because if you believe in something, then the current price action is irrelevant, and I'm not going to base my feelings off of what other people think and how they're treating their investment, right? So if a lot of times counter trading these things is just, it's the way to go. Everyone's down, down, down. Okay, buy a couple of these when they're low, and then all of a sudden it's like, now those same people want to come back when it starts pumping. It's like, the market psychology is pretty unbelievable, really, how it works.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, and ThetaPunks has been interesting, right? It's gone from like 77 T fuel, or 99 for a long time, all the way up to 775 T fuel, and now it's back down to like 350 or 400. I don't know what it's
450, I think, last I checked.
450,
yeah.
So it's those are, they're holding on.
No.
Did you guys enjoy that little wave of open theta rarity? No, sorry, open rarity.
I'll be honest with the Theta Punks. I thought they did the best job with the Theta Punks. I thought it was still not good. All of the aliens, right, and the apes, they were not valued properly, in my opinion. But the ones, they were valuing higher, the ones that had more attributes, which makes sense to me. But overall, I wasn't a big fan.
Yeah, no, I that's a good lesson. I learned how much people care about rarities. Not so much in the Theta Punks, but definitely when the ThetaCon team decided to go with it. Yeah. You can tell, like, just a lot of people in the community were really, they were trading.
Infuriated.
I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? They're trading based on the rarity system. I just don't do that. I mean, obviously I'm going to go after an alien and the really, like, the top rare ones for sure. But generally speaking, once you get past like the top 1.5%, I don't really care that much about rarity. I get the NFTs because it's either I want to be part of the project, or it's just a very cool NFT,
Yeah, you go after the ones you like, for sure.
Yeah, but that's not the case for everyone.
No, not at all. But we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up that there is one NFT that is pretty rare that we share in common here, the old Dragon Prime.
Oh, yes.
Doc's got one of them?
Doc does have one of these. Dr. Prime.
One?
Two?
Well, Doc has one. There's two doctors in your family, though, right?
Yep. We got a couple of them. Yeah, we got two of them.
Nice.
Yep. And yeah, man. Speaking of that, so I noticed that you talk about a lot of projects, and perhaps it's just because you're either invested or part of that team. But I think you need to give more updates on the symbiote, on the fuse boards, and everything else when you do your podcast,
Seriously?
man. I think you need to rep that project, because I mean that's one of the most exciting NFT projects. Forget Theta that I've heard of.
Listen, I completely agree, and I feel a little bit biased about it, and I don't want to come off as a shill. So
right.
I'm
I get
to
it.
Walk a tight line here. Yeah.
You don't want to use your platform to primarily promote that.
Exactly.
But I think you're on the side of like, I think you need to balance that off a little bit better, because it's one of the biggest projects in the community, and everybody in the community wants to hear about that as well.
Yeah.
So with that said, give us some updates. What's going on?
Well, there's stuff in the works, honestly, that a lot of it I can't speak to, but there is plans for the burning process for VROAs should be coming up. I can't put a date on it, but I would say
Soon?
in the soon. Yes,
Coming
soon
soon?
works. Coming soon. Probably before we can get our pineapples off Theta Drop.
Yee.
But no, so that'll be very exciting because we got people trying to get the right NFTs that they need to burn to get these VROAs, and it's really going to be the last time that you're able to secure these original VROAs. There are some other ones that are within the chambers that are exciting as well. But these original VROAs are the ones that are capable of earning from the rewards pool of Tverse. So, once that token is generated, which we're looking to securely have that done at some point this year, then anybody that owns these VROAs, they're going to be getting juiced up a little bit with Tverse.
How do people get their hands on VRs? What do they have to burn?
Well, it's all the same ones that were dropped over the course of last year. So, starting at the lower on the tier of them, which these are based on Ivory's tiers. The lowest tier is the Oracle, which is a Fuse, a Synergy, an Architect, and a Collision. You'd have to burn one of each to earn an Oracle. I really don't see too many people that are going to probably do that because burning a Fuse to get an Oracle, I mean, if you just look at the prices, it's not in parity. And then it goes up the ladder. You got Synergy Fuse, you need 4 synergies. You got Synergy Dragon, you need 8 synergies. You got Collision Prime, which is probably going to be the one that burns the most. You need 2 Architects and 2 Collision for that one. And then you get into the real danger zone here. You got your Infernos, you need 4 Fuse. Thetaverse Fuse, you need 8 Fuse. Probably not too many of those.
Are there even that many for sale?
There's
19 minted, right?
Well, he's talking about Fuse. Yeah. Well, I think there's 20 right now, but if you want to go buy Fuse to do this, there's not that many Fuse for sale. Yeah.
So it's gonna be tough for anybody right now to get it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's just people that are currently holding them that got to think about whether they want to burn them.
Yeah, exactly.
Doc, I'm glad you brought this up because I try to bring up Ivory and Symbies all the time in our pre-production meetings, and he's like, "No, we're not doing it. We're not doing it." And I was like, "Popper, what's wrong? What's wrong with Symbies?"
I get it. He wants to.
He's full of it.
But actually, Doc, actually though, I actually was thinking about this tonight. It came in my head because then the other, and Popper or Doc, correct me if I'm wrong. Then the other calculation is, if you don't burn them, right, you could stake them, some of them for the first year or whatever. Yeah. So there's some gamesmanship, I think, possibly.
Oh, there's some game theory that's going to be happening in live time here pretty soon because each of these NFTs that you're burning to get VROAs, if you don't burn them, you can stake them. And the staking pool for those NFTs is going to last a maximum of 5 years. It's going to be a pool. We're going to do the numbers and figure out basically what each one is worth, but the actual numbers are not going to be in stone until after the burning is over because the numbers are going to change, right? So prior to this burning happening, we're going to run some numbers and say, okay, as of right now, if you stake a Collision, you're going to be earning this much per day. And then similar thing with the VROAs, as of right now, based on the VROA ownership, you're going to get this much per VROA. But now this whole thing's going to change, So as 2 Collision and 2 Architect are burned, the value of their staking goes up. Rewards for the VROA go down slightly. So there's going to be some serious game theory going on, and it should be a lot of fun.
Man, I wish there was somebody putting out a summary in a week of podcasts of what the right move is. No financial advice.
I mean, we don't do financial advice here, but honestly, but if you are out there and you're not into symbiotes, I would just personally say, just at least get into it a piece.
Dude.
This could be a really big one. This could really outreach Theta, even not as far, maybe not I'm not talking about price, but I'm talking about reach. There's not that many blockchain games out there where people play because they have fun playing. This one looks like a game that people want to play. Oh, and by the way, you can earn tokens as well. You know, it's like the earning part of it is like the side. The main attraction is going to be the actual game. It's
And,
you know,
yeah, and for the record, this is not a game like this is not a theoretical game. This game, phase 1 or whatever you want to call it, of the game, people have already played it, right? TCC and Kyle has played it. Union has played it. I can't say that I played it because I tried and I just got killed real fast.
I played it for like a minute at beta.
But people love it, you know, and so it's this is legit. This is a real deal. And so I'm excited. And like anything else, right? If you don't have a skin in the game, you don't really tend to follow it as much and really enjoy the journey. It's one of the things that I recommend. Like I have like NFTs of just about every project, even if it's just a couple, just because it makes me pay that much more attention to it, right? And follow them. But anyway, this is something that I do agree with you, man. People should. It's not too late to get in and
no, it's not too late to get in. Not at all. I mean, if you're looking at it as a game, right? I'm not going to say, and I'm not saying that it's going to be like crazy, like huge kind of game, but even if it's like a decent level game, you know, right now there's 800 people in Discord. So if it's a decent level game, you're going to have a lot more than 800 at some point to play this. So, you know, it's still early. I mean, like I said, it is kind of a fine line for me because I don't want to shill it. I love it. And, you know, like you said, I'm cheerleading all these projects. We've had projects on here that I never knew about. And I'll tell you what, like Imaginary Friends, Twitch Pixel, there's a few of them that have come on here. And it's like, you know, now I'm learning about these people. It's like, wow, these are cool people. I like what they're doing. Now I got to go buy some of these NFTs, you know, and just kind of get involved in, you know, if any one of these projects takes off, like that's great. You know, that's great for everybody.
I agree, brother. I agree. T-verse tokens. T-verse tokens, 10 of them. I think they made an announcement about what that's going to be. Happen with those, but I don't really quite know.
What is going to happen is not public information, but there will be a challenge for those that own the full set. And then separately, there's a challenge for those that own just the gold or just the orange. And again, with that, there's going to be some game theory on what you want to do, because I believe that you're going to have to burn it for part of these. And by doing so, you would forfeit the T-verse tokens that you could swap it in for. So there's game theory all over this thing. But the one thing that we want to do as a project is make sure that everybody has the information in front of them prior to having to make these decisions, so that they can make as informed as possible decisions as they can. But, you know, it's still kind of game theory, right? Because you don't know where it's going to end up.
Hey, Mags, I'll give you the orange T-verse token for that Dr. Pineapple.
I'm gonna have to decline. I do have all my tokens still, so.
Dude, it's going for like 1,000, I think. Isn't it going?
Well, you know.
It's like I remember one of the 12 offers I made you was a pineapple container and the $300 cash, and you still turned that down. Oh man.
I do like it. A lot. I'll say that, but I'll never say never on trades. Nobody likes to trade with me. That's a whole other conversation. But
this will be interesting because when this data's under 90 cents right now for the first time in wow.
Yeah.
They just dropped. Major drop.
Yeah, I actually was excited about it. I think a little bit ago, I saw 88 cents, and not financial advice, but I wouldn't mind scooping up some more.
Yeah, I'm curious to see whenever this comes out where we're at. So it's March 9th at 10:40 p.m. And so we'll see. We'll see where it's at. Eastern.
Yeah.
We'll see where it's at. Interesting. So this is definitely a scooping opportunity. Although there's just a lot going on, man. There's just a lot going on. It's weird. After Silvergate now, it's just one thing after the other. So
yeah,
we'll see. Dude, there's so much that's coming to my mind. I want to talk about I just want to give shout outs to so many people. But anyway,
shout them out.
Oh, dude, once I start, I won't stop, man. Like, there's just so many freaking cool people in this community. One of the things that we haven't talked much about ThetaCon, but you guys had Amy recently, and thank you for having her. She's
Oh, she was
absolutely,
great.
oh man, she's amazing. She is the first person that the ThetaCon Incorporated has hired, and so she's on, and she is just really working her butt off, and she's doing a lot for us. More than anything, is to keep us, the Three Stooges, on track, and to really make sure that we're doing things right, because this is like no joke. So she like will send us like 20-page documents for us to like read and sign off on, and all these policies. Oh my God. But I'm glad she's doing this, because this is legit, and we're doing this the right way. So it's been a little bit tedious, but I'm very happy to be a part of ThetaCon for the second year in the coming year. So anyway, yeah, back to the community thing. Why did I go into ThetaCon? Oh yeah, because one of the things that I learned during last year is like not only was it a success because of the community, showing up, but it was only made possible because the community stepped up during that year and have faith in us, and really, everybody I asked, and I asked a lot of favors that year, and on behalf of ThetaCon, for people to support us, they were just willing to help out, man. Just that. Do you remember the initial? Because we had two fundraiser drops. Do you guys remember the first drop on Open Theta?
Absolutely.
Oh, Popper definitely remembers that one.
Yeah, and so actually, the one thing about that is that a lot of people made good money on that. They bought and just sold after because they sold out pretty quickly, and a lot of people just made, they bought like 20 NFTs and sold a bunch right afterwards and made some good money. But if you remember, that was 24 different creators that
Yeah,
uh, all
contributed. Yeah.
basically contributed an NFT. And so I reached to each of these guys individually, and all of them were like, hell yeah, man. I mean, I had to like kind of get on a call and explain what was going on, right? Because who's going to just like do an NFT just because you asked for it? But ultimately, all 23, because I was one of them, all 23 different one of them were like, yeah, we're in, including Henza. And so that was like the first sign that I got that, okay, we got something special here. Let's do this. And then the second drop was obviously just people actually buying into it, and because I was just the community, and so that was the reason that we were able to really have a successful fundraiser, because we would not have been able to do it otherwise.
Yeah, man, it came together awesome. You guys really, I think how it came together and how everybody viewed it speaks for itself. As soon as I was leaving there, I was just wanted it to be next year's already. And I
Oh
think that
yeah.
was the feeling for most people.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the feedback we got was just absolutely amazing. Like, people absolutely loved it. And this year's going to be better, hands down. I already know it. I'm already excited. I know people want to be there. They're preparing. Like, creators are really going to be showing up this time, and there's a big focus on getting bigger partners and enterprises to have representation. And so we are working closely with Theta Labs from the very beginning, so to make that happen. So we're going to have more top-notch speakers and whatnot. I mean, ultimately for me, I'm always going to be on the side of like that community feel, right? Like, that's how, to me, the Theta journey began. And one day when we blow up, it's going to be a lot different. But this past 3 years, it's been all about like these relationships in this community, and that was what the first ThetaCon was all about. And so that's going to be a very important part of this next ThetaCon. It's just having a great time with people that know each other, but we're definitely building. We definitely want to have that representation there to really to allow investors and newcomers to really learn about like where it is that Theta, the blockchain Theta network, is heading, and what its ultimate goal is in media entertainment and delivery.
Yeah, 100%. So, I know we said it when Amy was on, but guys, if you're thinking about it, now's the time. I truly think that this thing's going to sell out. It's only about 50% more than were there last year. And it seems like I'm already hearing from people that weren't there last year that are like, okay, yeah, I'm going. There's a lot of people that I think feel like they missed out. So
Oh yeah,
I would
oh
get
yeah,
the tickets while they're available.
oh yeah, we will definitely like let people know if it's getting close to selling out. But I definitely think come summer, and when we start to like announce like who's going to be there and whatnot, that's gonna sell out for sure. I don't think that'll sell out before the early bird period in May 15th. But that's definitely when I recommend that people get their tickets before the May 15th. A lot of this will be, like, let's see what happens in crypto over the course of this year. If things stay steady
sure.
or better, I think we're good to go. But I think we have a core of maybe 200 individuals that are going to be there no matter what. So we're gonna, worst case scenario, we're gonna have a blast of a ThetaCon with the core
Absolutely.
community.
Absolutely.
But I see this being a lot more than that, and that's exactly where our focus is being spent.
Yeah, and the biggest testament too is I am not going to use my hotel points again this time, and I'm just going to pay the money and stay at the hotel proper. So,
Oh yeah.
I mean, what does that say for you?
Big
that's
Max. All right, let me tweet it from the official ThetaCon. Max will be there. Awesome. All right, I'm doing some shout outs.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's see. I'll just go with whoever comes to mind, man. Let's see. Let's go with Theta Diamond. I know you guys are followers of Theta Diamond.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, putting a new piece of artwork out every day on that Daily Diamond. I wanted that 365. Oh, I wanted that so badly. Year one, he called it year one, but man, it was a little too pricey. I think it ended up going
all you
for
needed was 48,001 T fuel.
Yeah, dude. And the next shout out is to Theta Vibes on Guardians of Theta.
Yeah, another friend.
For many reasons, man. He's legit a great person. I got to meet him a little bit more at ThetaCon. Obviously, he's my competitor in the community guardian nodes, but we have each other's back, and we wish nothing but the best for each other. He's like such a great dude. He actually DM'd me and he said, "Look, man, I know you want this NFT that you're bidding on, and so I'll just like hook you up with some T fuel if you win it. If that's, if you get into the point where like you may not bid anymore." And he was actually very generous with how much he was willing to donate. And so that was a really nice gesture. I really appreciate it. Great guy. Who else comes to mind? Simon from Open Theta. I mean, we're very fortunate at Theta. Any investor in Theta, I believe, should really support Open Theta. Simon is an amazing, honest person, and he's just like this man that has just like learned about blockchain tech and just continues to like be fascinated by it and all the possibilities. And he's just so incredibly brilliant when it comes to like the things that he has been able to develop. Right, he has an idea and then he just figures it out himself. It's just him and one other person at that are pretty much on full time at Open Theta. There's been other people that have helped out from time to time, but that's what he does full time. And to have somebody dedicating himself full time to a project is just a breath of fresh air, because we all know what can happen in some of these other projects. As promising as they might be, there's going to be some hurdles along the way when you have a full-time job and family, like MetaPass or whatever other project that might be. So that's great, and he's continuing to just develop. And you can see every month there's like a new feature on Open Theta. And so we just had the auctions there that were launched recently. Yep. And so I think Open Theta is going to continue to do very well. And it's just still very early for that platform. So a shout out to him more on a personal level, because he's an amazing human being. Let's see, Visioneer, obviously, just give him a shout out. He's an amazing artist and just a great person.
Such a nice guy too.
Such a nice guy, man.
Very nice guy.
Nanaimo Trader. Have you guys had Nanaimo Trader on your show?
No.
We have.
So Nanaimo is
TP1
is an island of Vancouver where he lives.
Okay,
so that's why he's Nanaimo
geography.
Trader. But yeah, man, he's also somebody that has absolutely like no. Yeah, he doesn't have to be working on this, right? He's well off. He has a beautiful wife, and he could just be enjoying his life and trading away. Instead, he just really got fascinated by the possibilities and took to heart like what Jay said about, look, man, what can you do to develop or to like help this blockchain? And he's just like, well, I can do this, and he just ran with it, right? From doing that drop on Open Theta, because he was one of the first people that used NFT gated DRM technology, right? And then
Yep.
he just launched this project, which is a community of traders, right? Or anybody, there's rookie traders or no traders at all that just want to learn, like myself. And all you have to do is own one of his TraderPunk NFTs. And that is a very high value NFT, man, because he is hosting quite the they call them happy hours, but every week he has a guest, and there's a lot of learning going on in there and a lot of supporting each other. So want to give him a shout out also because he's a friend. So the people I'm giving a shout out are really just friends. There's a lot more people that I admire, but these are like people that have become really close to me over my time here. And the next one is Slick, man. Slick is really one of my boys. I talk to that man about every single week, and just look out for Fuel Foundry. Like, you don't even know what this man is about to do. That's another entity that we're really happy that is operating in the Theta ecosystem. He is helping a lot of projects, and
including Symbiotes,
and the Tygons and a lot of other ones that people don't know about. And he helps the Dr. Theta Guardian node as well. One of my mirrors is actually he helps me with one of the mirrors. So yeah, and a lot of my edge nodes. But yeah, man. And then there's T Fuel Inferno, who also has become a very close friend, and he operates a lot behind the scenes. But he's one of the guys that put TRS together, the Theta Research Squad. So big shout out to him. And man, there's probably a lot of people that I'm forgetting, but yeah, man, I honestly, I have no beef with anybody in this ecosystem. I get along with everybody. I love the people here, man. There's definitely some people that are out there, but when you are a family medicine doctor, you see a lot of strange human beings, and you understand that they all have a heart, they all have a brain, and they all had a mother, and they all have the ability to love. And I don't really judge people. I really want to just help them. If people come across as assholes, they're going through some tough times, or they have some messed up history. Nobody's born an asshole. A few people are. There's some pathological issues, things there, but overall, man, I try to really see the best in people, and wherever I go, and so I've definitely been able to find that in this community.
Well, that's awesome, man. All those people that you shouted out, that came from me and Mags too.
Yeah, and a lot of people that you didn't shout out too.
Yeah, and everybody else
also
that you
from
missed.
Us. Yeah,
dude. Oh, there's so many more people. I'm just gonna.
For sure. We could be here all night.
For sure.
Maybe we'll do a bonus episode of just Doc shoutouts.
Oh, okay. We'll do that, man. Because I just saying that alone, I thought about Theta ecosystem in the Spanish community. He's always promoting Theta. Yep. He does an amazing job. Takes things very seriously. The just Spanish community in general, man, they're very supportive of Theta. They have a new NFT project. Some of the guys there called the Year of the Rabbit by Arcade Fantasy, and I'm gonna be. I just looked into it, man, and it's really neat. They were about to launch in a different blockchain, and some of us reached out and said, you got to do this in Theta, and so they have this old school arcade games basically that you can play by owning one of their NFTs, and it's been currently operating in the test net, and I just learned that they're going to launch it on the main net. And so I know there's a lot of people in the Spanish community that are involved with that project, and that's pretty neat. And yeah, Theta Max, man, what Theta Max is, well, his name is not Theta Max. He has a real name. Theta. I mean, I know his real name. I just don't know. I don't really, I try not to say people's names. But anyway, yeah, Camp Theta it's so cool what he's doing. See, now all these people are coming to mind. I'm just gonna go sit here and just go person after person after person until I'm done. James, after ThetaCon, I got to meet James, and man, what a sweet guy. Really, that's all I have to say. And I'm glad he's the person behind the pineapples, because it's just so cool to actually get to know him. And
sure,
we don't talk a lot, but when we do, it's always very cordial and friendly conversations, of course. Charizard 69, big shout out to him. I think you guys gave him a shout out recently because he was out there in Denver promoting Theta, the ETH conference. So I mean, but we got to really see who Char was at ThetaCon, man. That guy showed up with just like a huge smile, and like stickers and treats for everybody, and then since then he just like continued to like share the love by doing all these giveaways online and and sharing with the people that weren't able to be there. So see, man, it's just like the people, man, here are just
For sure.
it's just
Yeah,
it's just a
and they're
great
still-
it's just a great community to be
yeah.
a part of.
Doc, can I just give you one important one you missed, and I thought you were gonna get it when you mentioned Theta Ecosystem, but God Mode Unlocked, shout out,
Oh,
the
boy.
actual only podcast in the Theta Ecosystem official page, you know, and you can check out their last episode from January 26th, 2021, right now, wherever you get your podcasts. So shout out.
God Mode Unlocked.
God Mode Unlocked, yes, the
Yeah.
only podcast in the Theta Ecosystem. Check it out.
Yeah. That must have been one of the 50% of the episodes that you missed.
Must be, man. It must be. Oh, now I got to check this out.
I don't even remember which one it was, but yeah.
Oh, my co-directors, Brian and Rob. I mean, seriously though, these guys put in, like, nobody will know, but the amount of time that these guys devoted last year towards ThetaCon, and this is, this is not paid time. None of it was. Without that the amount of dedication and commitment, there's no way we would have been able to pull it off. Obviously, Amy came through at the end and really executed in the actual planning of the conference, or how things were going to run down. But just a lot of work on both of their ends. So a huge shout out to them. And they're back at it, obviously, right? Rob is doing a lot of the website, and he is a very busy guy. As you can tell, he's been making moves. He's recruited the whole team of Napoleon Dynamite for his Psycho KO series on replay. And now he just brought Haley Duff. Did you see that announcement?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
So Haley Duff is going to play Delphina. So I know his comic because I picked it up at ThetaCon, and then I read it to my daughter, and she's like 2.5 years old, and she freaking loved it. And so I know who the characters are. So anyway, making moves, man. And so yeah, he's a very busy guy, and yet finds time to help out with ThetaCon. Tygan Tamer, another great person that I've had the privilege of meeting over this past 2 years. So yeah, man. And the list goes on and on and on.
It really does. It really does. I mean, it's truly amazing. Anybody that wasn't mentioned, it's not because we forgot you, but you could write a whole book. Like ThetaCon could have been a book. Everyone that was there, just a great time.
Yeah, man. So anyway, man, thank you for what you guys do. I'm so happy that I finally came on the show, even though I'm sleep deprived. But that's always the case.
Pleasure to have you, man. Yeah, I'm feeling it too. But it's fun to do. Me and Max have a good time. It's definitely great to meet people from the community, and we're very happy that we were able to get John here.
Hey, it is funny, dude, because out of like everybody, I don't really talk to you two at all. But I feel like because my way of talking to you guys is just listening to you guys, especially since I figured out I can play you in the car on the way to work. I thought it was just, for whatever reason, I thought I just needed to go on the website and like listen to it on the phone, and that's just how I had it in my head. But you guys are on legit Spotify. You guys are the real deal, and so I just find you guys on Spotify, and I can just play it. It's so simple now, so I'm not going to be missing any more episodes.
Oh, that's good to hear. We could, we always appreciate that that people enjoy it. So it's nice to hear that.
100%.
Cool. All right, Pops.
All right, man. Well, have a great night. We certainly appreciate it, and take care.
And we'll talk more, Doc. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
All right.
Night, Doc.
Good night.
Bye.
You have been listening to the Pops and Mags Pinecast, a Scumbag Hat production in association with Kyle's Hot Tub.